Okay guys, quick little video. I want to show you guys how you can plastic weld, repair tabs, hinges, anything made out of plastic. I've gotten, unfortunately or fortunately, pretty good at this. So what we have here is this John Deere tractor, and it uses these little pegs or posts. Like, it's kind of a silly design. It has these little plastic pegs as the hinges. You can see it's completely snapped off. So I just started mending this side. Literally both of them snapped clean off. I want to show you guys how to do this and how to do it so it actually effectively works and that it's strong. I'll link this down below where you can get this plastic welder. It does come with, like, you know, little rods of plastic, but you can use those if you want, but I prefer to use the same plastic that's already here. So if you're careful, for example, like you have this clean brake, you can use the existing plastic so that you're using the same compound, and essentially you're melting this and reforming it so it's just as strong as it ever would have been. And I'm going to show you how to get that done. So as you can see, there is a clean brake right here. So what you do is you hold it in place, and again, you know, use some common sense here, don't burn yourself, but hold it in place, and then where the crack is, you're gonna melt like a nice groove in there. So a nice deep groove. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna puddle the plastic on both sides of the iron. So it's gonna pool it on both sides, and you're gonna try to get as deep as you can without, like, you know, losing where this thing is supposed to be. And it's gonna puddle the plastic on both sides, and then you're gonna smear that puddle back over top of that deep groove that you made. And essentially what you're doing is you're melting all the plastic all the way between, and then you're pushing over new melted plastic back into that groove, and it's essentially welding it back together. So that's what I did here. It had the same break across there. I ran a deep groove there, and then you can see here I just smoothed it over. I haven't done the back side or the bottom down here yet. I just did the top. I let this cool, and then I'm gonna do it on this side. You don't want to try and do the entire thing, like do it in sections, because otherwise you'll be chasing the thing all over the place. But right now it's already very solid, and I haven't even done the back side of it. So I'm going to show you guys how this works, and then you guys should have the basic principles to get this done. All right, so here we go. Here's the iron. It's got this like triangle thing on it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to hold this in place, of course get my fingers out of the way, and then I'm going to take this and I'm just going to melt this on this angle. See how it's puddling on both sides right now? So I'm going to let this iron get down into that crack. So see how it's got a ton there? And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to smear hot plastic back into that crack. So kind of just let, you don't have to like really apply too much pressure, just let the heat of the iron do its work. You can make it as pretty or as not pretty as you want, but as far as the repair itself, it's going to be solid. So see how you already have enough material to just reform this all? And that's pretty much it, you guys. So you saw we went deep down, and then we melted this across, and like I said, you can play with it, try to make it as perfect as possible if you care, but it is structurally just as sound as it was before. So now, before you kind of release your hand, blow on it, get a fan, whatever you got to do, and let this, see how it's super shiny, let it start to dull up, and then you'll know that it's not super hot. So you can see it's starting to dull over. So now you can release your hand and let this form up. So while this cools, I'm gonna go back to the other side, do the same thing around the whole crack, and then you can keep flipping back and forth between different projects. But you don't want to start working on this side while this is still cooling, because you risk some heat transfer and then the whole thing will just let go. So let this cool down and then work on another portion or another side, or, you know, take a walk, whatever you got to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing on this one. So like I said, I'm gonna keep working my way around. So this is another crack here. I'm just gonna let this kind of find its way into that big crack. Just let the iron do the work. And then same thing. You're gonna use this and you're gonna puddle it back over. Smooth it up as best as you'd like. I might have to, well, I'm probably gonna have to flip this over in just a second to get this all back in here. Well, you can see there I'm actually moving in, working upside down here, but it would be easier to do this flipped up, which I'm gonna do in just a second. But yeah, this is pretty much it, you guys. And you can see here we've got fresh liquid plastic in here. sealing this all across. So move it around, play with it, get as artistic as you need with it. And I'll show you guys the finished product, and this thing will be, like I said, strong as ever, because you're literally mending the thing back together with the same plastic that it had. So it'll be just as strong as new. All right, so there you guys have it. That is all plastic welded together. Those things are solid. Just one more example for you guys. See right here, it has these green tabs. So I'm gonna do the same thing, hold it in place. Right where it mounts, I'm gonna melt it, let it cool on one side, and then work my way around. All right, so there's that one there, you guys. So I got these little 2 post peg things. I don't know, it's got some weird pegs that fit into here. So remended those as best as possible. They don't have to be perfect, but I think you can see they're on here. The whole panel is sturdy with them. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw this thing back together, and that's it. And if you guys are curious about the strength of the repair, there it is there. The whole weight of this thing is on those 2 pegs that we just welded, so we're good to go. If you guys found this helpful or informative, make sure you give it a thumbs up for me. Subscribe to this channel. I got a lot of helpful videos for you guys on here. If you have any questions, ask down below. I will link that plastic welder down below for you guys. It was pretty cheap from what I remember buying. I think it might have only been like 20 bucks or something, but I have definitely used it a ton of times for a lot of different projects. So thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys on the next video.